Warriors fans, we're almost at 47,000 subscribers. So if you want more Warriors trade rumors, go down, hit that subscribe button. Help us reach a milestone here at Chat Sports. Welcome in to Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I am Will Scott, and we're talking more about some trade rumors today. We're a day from the NBA trade deadline, and there's a report saying the Warriors are increasing their willingness to trade away some of their young players. Here's what Anthony Slater had to say about this. The noise around the league the last couple of days is an increased willingness from the Warriors to engage in conversation and explore the idea of moving their younger out-of-rotation players if a significant enough upgrade is offered. There's a greater whiff of aggressiveness. And I do believe that Steph Curry's injury certainly kind of changed the thinking here for Golden State. They need help, and they need help now. Here is some of the trade assets we're looking at here. Jonathan Kuminga, James Wiseman, Moses Moody, and draft capital as well. James Wiseman's a former top 3 pick, right? You could trade him and get something decent in return. Also, trading Wiseman would help with the luxury tax a little bit. Moses Moody and Kuminga, some other guys to look at as well. Going back to James Wiseman, though, here for a second, what does this mean for him, who's been in the center of trade rumors for the last several months? Even before the season, we were talking about him as a possible trade candidate, and I do think Wiseman would be the first to go in any scenario. Now, I think a fresh start for him would be a good thing. I really do. I don't think that he's lived up to the expectations. Now, certainly the injuries have been an issue with him, but if he goes somewhere else and the Warriors get a decent player, maybe a shooter in return for him, I think that'd be a good deal for both Wiseman and the Warriors. What do you think Golden State should do with James Wiseman? Should they trade him or should they keep him? Type T for trade or type K for keep down in the comment section. Go down, let me know. Here's what head coach Steve Kerr had to say about James Wiseman. One of the things I tell James from time to time is that I feel bad for him because of the circumstances. He's had a tough go with the injuries. The injuries definitely set him back. But the bottom line is he's a really talented young guy playing on a veteran team. So he's in a situation where he's not getting many reps and playing time as he would be in a different set of circumstances had he been drafted by a different team. He'd been getting more opportunities, that's for sure. But that's part of his story. That's part of his journey. And what I love about James is that he understands that and recognizes it and continues to keep a positive spirit and energy. And he works hard every single day, and he's wonderful to coach. And if y'all remember, the Warriors had that season where Steph got hurt, and they had a top 3 pick, and they select Wiseman, who I think was the correct selection out of Memphis. But he's just had a tough go. I think Steve Kerr made a really interesting point there when he said he's a young player on a veteran team. And because of that, he has not seen as much playing time. Here's what he's done this season. Just 12.5 minutes per game. Nearly 7 points per game, 3.5 rebounds per game, shooting over 62% from the floor. The more that I think about this, the more I read, when I hear Steve Kerr make comments like that, I do believe James Wiseman is going to get traded before the deadline. Now, the question then becomes, what will the Warriors get in return? Are they going to get draft capital? Are they going to get a player that can contribute right away? I hope that they can go out and get maybe a Peyton Pritchard or somebody. The Celtics need some center depth, so maybe that's a team to watch there. But they need a guard. They need more shooting. They need more bench depth. And if they can do that at the deadline, this is a team, if Steph Curry gets back healthy before the playoffs, that can make a playoff run. But obviously Curry's health certainly impacting that right now. Want to tell you about our friends over at Fume. Thanks to them for sponsoring today's show. Look, we all have bad habits, and we certainly know how hard it can be to kick those bad habits. Our sponsor, Fume, is on a mission to accelerate humanity's breakup from the bad habits that consume far too many of us. Fume is a natural diffusive device that uses plants and behavioral science to help you trade out your negative habit for a positive one. I didn't expect much out of Fume, to be honest, when I got it, but the minty sensation is really powerful and really hits the back of the throat. So the Journey Pack is going to come with 3 flavors. It's going to come with maple pepper, crisp mint, that's my personal favorite, and white cranberry as well. And I just want to be clear, Fume is not a vape. It's a non-electronic device designed to transform your negative habits. The easiest way to stop a bad habit is to switch to a positive one. And Fume is designed perfectly to do just that. Head to tryfume.com/chatsports. Use code chatsports to save 10% when you get the Journey Pack today. That's tryfum.com/chatsports. Use code chatsports for an additional 10% off your order today. That link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Going back to James Wiseman, here's what GM Bob Myers had to say. Do I want good people to succeed that I interact with every day, that do the right thing and are good people? Absolutely, but it's a cutthroat deal. For James especially, unfortunately, the times that he maybe could have played, he was injured. That's been tough, but the path of any young player isn't mostly clean. There are obstacles to it. So you hear Steve Kerr, head coach, you hear Bob Myers, GM, both acknowledging that it has not been an easy go with James Wiseman in his Warriors tenure, in his NBA career thus far. So again, the more I hear about this, the more rumors we're seeing on Twitter and on social media, the more I think James Wiseman could get moved. And again, that would really help Golden State when you're talking about the luxury tax. We're going to be live on our main channel for the deadline. We're going live today at 2 o'clock Pacific time, also tomorrow morning as well. So be sure to join our live coverage. That is the sublink for our main channel. We're going to have hours of content, live content, leading up to the NBA trade deadline. If Golden State makes a move, we're going to be talking about it. So if you want live trade deadline coverage, youtube.com/chatsportstv is the best place for you. We're going to have more live coverage on this than ESPN and NBA TV and all those national networks. I can promise you that. So youtube.com/chatsportstv. We're going to be live today and tomorrow. Going back to the trade rumors here. The Dubs may still be quiet, right? They might opt not to do anything at the deadline. Now, should they? Absolutely. But here's what Draymond Green said. If I'm being honest, it feels like one of those deadlines where everyone is expecting everything to go haywire and not much is going to happen across the league. That's what I think is going to happen. For me, I'm in this locker room with these guys I play with. We've never been a team that moves much at the trade deadline, so I'm not going into this deadline expecting some big moves or something. I don't know. If it happens, it does. But I've been here 11 years, and I think we've made moves 2 or 3 times. We haven't done much. I think at the end of the day, a deal will happen. It might not be a big move. It might be the Warriors trading for a backup guard that averages 4 minutes a game. Like, I don't know. But a deal will probably happen. The Warriors definitely need more bench depth. Now, when you're talking about a big move that could happen, maybe that's Kevin Durant. An anonymous NBA executive claims a KD trade could happen at the trade deadline. Here is what that exec said. The Warriors got these young guys, and some people in the organization want to hang on to them. But some want to move off them and win now. Trade them on Thursday, but that's probably not going to happen. The middle road is hang on to them for this year, and if they don't pull things together, use them to make an offer for KD. They'd love to bring KD back to finish out his career with Steph and Clay. Very interesting. And when you're talking about teams that have the capital to get Kevin Durant, I think the Warriors are one of those teams. I don't think the Portland Trailblazers are one of those teams. I don't think that a team like, let's just say, for example, the Lakers are one of those teams. But I think the Warriors can put together a package for Kevin Durant that would be a good one. You have Jordan Poole. You have James Wiseman. You have draft capital. I think that they could certainly put together a package. But a KD trade, probably unlikely at the deadline. We heard Woj say yesterday that the Nets have been fielding calls on KD, but they're not obligated to trade him here before the deadline. And the deadline is fast approaching. We're almost 24 hours away. Do you want KD back on the Dubs? Type Y for yes, N for no, down in the comment section. Go down, let me know. I'll tell you what. if KD ends back up on the Warriors, who, may I remind all of you, defending champs, the league is in trouble. But be sure to go down, subscribe to the channel. We're going to have you covered. If the Warriors make a move, we're going to get you guys a video, so be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications.